Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my Blacadian universe. I hope everyone has been taking care of themselves, hydrating, lotioning, just taking care of yourself because the world is a crazy place right now. There is so much going on since I've last joined you all. And I usually take a summer break, but yeah, it's just been a wild time. Just really, really, I have a lot to say. So we're back for season 7, and I'm happy to be back. And I just wanted to reiterate that, if you are truly absorbing what's happening in the world right now, you are probably, like many of us, feeling the weight of the chaos. I just can't think of a better word, just the weight of the chaos. So please, 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 do take time to look after yourself, take care of yourself, because that is the first step to being able to, stand up and resist and fight this, is making sure that you're well enough to do that. So, season 7, here we are. It's really important that I just pause as we're starting this new season, going on this journey. I started this podcast because, when I say it all the time, when I have these conversations with my friends as a Black woman, as a Black Canadian, as a Black Canadian Caribbean woman, all the things that I am, all of my multifaceted intersectional identity is, I have these conversations about, race, being Black, being Canadian, being first generation Canadian, child of immigrants. I have all these conversations with my friends and all the things that have entailed, all the times that I've interacted with oppression and racism and, the polite racism that we have in Canada, so much so that people think that it's not here. Our history is different than American history. And so we have our own ways that oppression and racism manifest itself. And so when I tell people these things, when I have these conversations with people that it's new to them, it you know people would be sincerely surprised. And so I thought to start this podcast because I wanted to have these conversations that people aren't having with their families. We see that a lot now in social media when people are saying, are you having these conversations with your family members? Are you, instead of being out there and correcting strangers, are you, getting your own house in order? What happens if your, spouse is voting in a way that you don't agree with? Are you having these conversations with them, or are you trying to check someone where it doesn't have any consequences to the coziness and the comfort of your life? And so I say it all the time to my friends that are not, maybe so well versed in the, histories of racism and anti-racism work. I say, if you're going to be friends with me, I talk about racism and race and, oppression a lot. So if you want to be my friend, these are going to be the conversations that we're going to have. I just cannot ignore the world. I do not have that privilege as a Black woman. So I was like, if you're going to be in here, you want to be if you want to be my friend, then we're going to have to talk about it. And so I've been very truly, truly blessed to have many people that are on this journey with me and are willing to learn and grow and change. And so this is what this podcast is about. It's about, if you don't have that person in your life to have these conversations with, join us, come along with me on this journey and have these conversations. I am your, I don't want to say guide. Oh God. I just want to say I'm that space, because I've seen it where people feel like they can't ask the questions, they can't have the conversations. This is a safe space to have those talks and have those conversations. So welcome to season 7 of the Blacadian Podcast. And today I wanted to talk about the high road. The high road, and what that means for Black people specifically. So I can only speak to my experience. And I know there's lots of oppression to go around, but as a Black woman, I'm going to talk about specifically the burden that's been placed on Black people to always take the high road when it comes to oppression, because I feel like we have such a unique position where our suffering has historically been seen as normalized. And so whenever someone wants to call it out and say, you know what, that's not okay, the expectation is for us to act with this kind of inhuman super integrity and, you know, just rise above being treated inhumanely and just say, oh, that's okay. And one of the things that I love for us as a people, more and more Black people are saying that the path to the high road for us is firmly and securely closed. It's there's an avalanche across it. It is impassable. We are not going the high road anymore. And I have to say, I love that for us. Love that for us. So let's talk about it. Now, when it comes to racism, I'm going to say this. Be as petty as you need to be. If someone is being racist, if you're experiencing racism, if you are witnessing racism, be petty as hell, okay? I'm waving my magic wand of anti-racism, and I'm saying be petty as hell. If you are seeing somebody being racist, if you are experiencing racism, you have my permission, okay? You tell them that Denise gave you permission to be as petty as hell. The high road is closed, okay? We are not taking any paths anymore. We are not turning the other cheek. We are not being better. We are not being the grown up in the situation. You are going down with that person, okay? You are going low. Go low. Go under the bedrock, under the slab. Go to the earth's core low. You insult everything about them that you can possibly think of. Go childish. Go immature. Go wherever you need to go. Any insecurity that you can suss out, the ancestors will come and support you to thoroughly snatch their edges. Like, we just get them. And I was saying, if you can take legal action, do it. Okay? If you need to insult their mama, do it. Do whatever you need to do to make sure that they know they are going to question themselves of whether or not they're going to need therapy, okay, after you're done with them. I give you permission. You have absolutely every single permission to go there, because there is no reason for anybody to be racist in this day and age. No reason whatsoever. And so what I find is that for Black people in specific, because everything about us, our skin is seen as a weapon, everything is feel threatened, so sometimes we're forced to take the high road, no matter how violent somebody is to us, no matter how unfair the circumstance, no matter what is happening, we are oftentimes forced into this situation of having to remain calm, to survive, to make sure that our lives are not taken from us. We are in this situation. So I understand that. And that's the case. Obviously, protect yourselves. But I will say that I fully support any retaliation that you can throw at this person in a safe way. Do it. Because I guarantee you that they are going to be shook to their core because they expect a certain exchange to happen. This has been the norm for a very, very long time, that they get to behave any sort of way, and then they, will be shocked as hell when, you say that it's racist, that it's surprising. They'll be like, what? I felt threatened. I didn't feel, we can talk about the cases for that woman that, called the cops on a guy that was bird watching. My favorite recent example was, oh my goodness, forgive me, people tell me, um, when you're listening to this, feel free to reach out and let me know their name. But um, one of these, he was, oh my goodness, he just basically, someone kept calling him the N-word, and he basically went after them with just such hardcore, unrelenting brilliance that I was literally brought to tears of just how thoroughly his ass was frankly handed to him. And I was just like, this is the kind of response that we need. Okay, this is the kind of thing where people think that they can just, you know, be racist for no good reason, to make themselves feel good, to tear somebody else down just for, because it's their average Tuesday activity. And what we need to do is show them that we are not playing that anymore. Okay. And that applies to everybody. It doesn't, Black people, and if you are an ally to Black people, you need to do the same. You need to tear them apart any and every way that you can, of course, legally and safely. But that high road of us just, pretending it didn't happen, suffering in silence. No, you're going to suffer too. You are going to suffer too. Okay. We are not having these conversations. I'm not just, doing it. We're going to go dirty. Okay. And the thing is, I, I feel that racists deserve the worst. You can quote me on that. You deserve the worst. If you are fixing your face to say hateful things to somebody strictly because of the color of their skin and think that you are going to get away with it without me tearing you apart, nobody is safe. Not anything is safe. If you are, you know, just existing in your racist skin, the high road is closed. Just be, just be petty. Just be petty to racists. It's really, 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 really well deserved. So I wanted to end by just um, having one of my favorite quotes, and I think it really fits the situation here with Zora Hurston, and she, famously said, "If you are silent about your pain, they'll kill you and say you enjoyed it." And so this is what I mean when I say that racists need to be told that they're wrong and, be as colorful and fun about it as you want, because again, racists don't deserve our kindness. Because when people are told the lies and, they're trying to rewrite history to make sure that people think that, slavery wasn't bad and all this kind of, excuse my language, horseshit, because it paints a picture of, you know, sweeping over Black people's pain. Again, Black people it's the only historical focus where it's sort of, we're not going to pretend that it wasn't a horrific, um, disgusting, heinous, unimaginable, disgusting practice. Well, that's not what's going to happen. High road closed, you know, and, uh, no one would ever say that about like the Holocaust or anything that's going on and, any historical atrocities. But for Black people specifically, horrors to our people are normalized. That's how cruel it is that they're trying to paint it in a different light. So we have to be vocal and loud and consistent to make sure that we are saying our pain is real and it is deserving of remembrance and respect, because you're not going to kill us and say that we enjoyed it. Slavery is evil. Anybody who thinks otherwise is a racist, ignorant idiot. And idiot is a too kind of a word for them. Our pain is real. It is still felt today. And the fact that you are even trying to erase it because it makes someone uncomfortable, that road is closed to you forever. We are going to remember it. We're going to say it. We are going to make you uncomfortable. Deal with it. That is the least you can do if you are not a piece of human garbage, is to sit in that discomfort and make sure that it never happens again, and make sure that you are not adding to the injustice of it by trying to sweep it under the rug. You will not use our pain, ignore our pain, and use it to kill us. The high road for Black people is closed. Can you feel it? I feel like there is a panic in the air because we're not coming to the fight to be righteous. We are coming to the fight to win it. We are fighting for our humanity as we have throughout history. It wasn't given, it was taken. And we're fighting. We are not going to fight by your rules. The world is different. The high road is closed. Remember that. The high road is closed. Black people are moving different in this world. And it's high time that we do. As always, thank you so much for listening. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe wherever you listen to my podcast. So excited for season 7 to get going. So much to talk about. Let me know how you are not taking the high road anymore when it comes to racists. Be sure to let me know about that, and I will talk to you next time.